Have you ever sat down and imagined what life as an addict is actually like? The pleasure, the pain, and the constant drive to get more of the drug, whatever the cost? Life as an addict in recovery is often very different from how we might imagine or instantly judge. In this video, we go over what the life of an addict is like. Withdrawal from addiction. When it comes to dependency, there's a focus on the psychotropic qualities of the substances themselves. But drug abuse is almost always the consequence of preceding psychological pain. People will turn to drugs when there's a problem in their emotional lives that they can't face directly. So it's easy to see why withdrawal is so painful. Not only do people have to cope with the biology of eliminating disruptive chemicals, but also the emotional torment of dealing with negative feelings they've ignored for so long, overcoming negative stigma. Besides the personal battle with the emotional and biological aspects of addiction, there's also a social stigma associated with substance abuse. It's not uncommon for friends and family to make negative assumptions about someone after finding out about their addiction. People close to the drug user may believe, often incorrectly, that they are weak, a thief, a liar, or a deviant who has disengaged with society. But these stereotypes are often not accurate. Stereotypes often make it harder to recover. People don't want to be associated with things that they see as immoral. Shame and embarrassment. Perhaps the worst part of living with drug addiction is the drive to hide one's need for drugs. Many drug addicts see it as a mark of personal failure that they have to use substances to assuage their emotional turmoil, rather than dealing with it head-on like healthy people are supposed to. Many addicts come to the belief that they are a hopelessly lost cause, that society has abandoned them, and that people will judge them negatively if they come forward in need of help. In many ways, the hysterical opposition and prohibition of drugs make the problem of substance addiction worse. Not only must a person confess that they need dangerous substances to survive their emotional lives, but they must also, in many cases, admit to breaking the law. Criminality carries its own stigma, with the vast majority of people failing to assess whether existing laws conform to rational moral standards critically. Do not underestimate the extent that drug users will go to avoid the shame and embarrassment of their addiction. Not only will most addicts take drugs in the privacy of their own homes, often alone, but many will avoid talking about their recovery too, including any stints in rehab. An addict must live with the knowledge that they were one of those people that culture views as having failed or being a down and out. It's a horrible emotional position to find oneself, and ironically can make it more likely that a person will resume their destructive habits following treatment. Getting help. Life as an addict is very different from how people imagine. Now that you've seen this video, you should understand the perspective of the drug user and have a better insight into their experience, both while they are in the throes of addiction and during recovery. If you need help, reach out to us today. Whether you need someone to talk with or need immediate treatment for drugs and alcohol, we're here for you. If you or a loved one needs help, call us at 949-284-7185. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.